everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alana and today you will be joining me with my O.W.L.s Readathon 2020 TBR. Now, if you haven't heard of the O.W.L.s Readathon or Ordinary Wizarding Levels Examinations, this is a readathon that is hosted by Book Roast here on YouTube and I think on Twitter as well. I will leave her original video linked down below so that you can go and get all the information for yourself, because this readathon has a lot of components to it and it took me a little bit to wrap my head around how it actually worked, so your best bet is to go check out her videos. Also, you couldn't really see this throughout the whole video because of my frame, but I put my Harry Potter shirt on just for this video because we're feeling all the vibes. Now, I first saw this readathon over on Instagram where a few people were participating and talking about their successes or their failures over the last couple of years with it, and I never really caught it at the exact right moment. It does start the 1st or the 2nd of April and I always found out about it a few weeks late and I didn't want to start something halfway through, but this year I caught it just in time. So in this video we'll be talking about the career that I chose plus an added extra and what books relate to that I will hopefully finish and complete and love throughout this readathon. I won't be able to explain this readathon to its full potential, so again, just head to that announcement video in the description. But basically, you have set courses that you have to complete and every course has like a prompt to go with it. So my career that I have chosen is Trader of Magical Tomes, which I feel like is very on brand for me at the moment. Along with this career, I have 4 courses that I have to complete. Now, there are a whole bunch of different careers that you can choose from, so just flicking through that pamphlet took me, at least half an hour to decide on which career that I wanted to go on. But also I tried to go with what I would find most interesting for my highest success rate, and also to try and shift some of the books that I have on just a never-ending TBR on my shelves to fit the prompts for this readathon. I don't want to be going out and buying books for this readathon, even though I will have to for one of these prompts, but for the majority, I wanted to try and read some of the books that are on my shelves that have been there for a while or just fit the prompts instead of going out and buying something for every single prompt. So the hours that I would need to complete for the Trader of Magical Tomes career are 1. Ancient Runes, 2. Charms, 3. History of Magic, and 4. Transfiguration. I have also decided to do an added extra, which I think this is the first time that they've included like extra certificates or whatever, just to bump up the challenge level. And the certificate that I will be attempting is the Magical Shop Management Certificate. And for that one, I need to complete the course of arithmancy. So we're just going to go through each subject one by one and see what book I have chosen to complete that prompt and to be reading. Now, the first one, which is Ancient Runes, the prompt for that is to read a book with a heart on the cover or in the title. And this is the one that I need to go out and buy a book for. The only books with hearts on their covers that I haven't completely read on my shelves are Crush, which is a short stories collection, and I've already read half of that and I sort of want to complete full books throughout this readathon. And the other one is The Heart Forger, which is actually the second book in the Bone Witch series. Don't ask me why I have the second one and not the first one. It's somehow on my shelves. So obviously I can't read that one because I haven't read the first book of that. So when I go to work tomorrow, I will be picking out a book to buy and take home with me. At the moment, the book that I have floating around in my head that would fit this prompt perfectly, that I know will be easy to get, is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the second book in a Curse So Dark and Lonely trilogy series, whatever it's turning into. It's a series which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling type-esque story, and I read the first one. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't my favorite, so if worse comes to worse, I will get this one. Otherwise, I'm bound to just go to the teen section at work and find something straight away, so I'll deal with that bit tomorrow. So hopefully when I vlog this experience, there'll be a surprise book for you to see at some stage. The second subject that I have to complete for my hours is Charms, and the prompt for that one is a white cover, for which I have chosen Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. I bought this only a few weeks ago now, and Courtney Summers is the author of Sadie, which I also really enjoyed, and I just love these covers so much. So when I saw this get released, I had to have it, and it fits the prompt, and it will also sort of change up my reading a little bit too, so that I don't just read fantasy for this whole readathon. So here's a hard-hitting contemporary to add to the list. All I really know about this one is that there is a perfect girl at school who isn't so perfect and is going through some stuff. Again, if it's anything like Sadie in its hard-hitting nature, I'm gonna love it, so I'm very, very keen for this. It's also the shortest book on my TBR, and I think future Alana will thank me for including this. My third subject will be a history of magic, and the prompt for this one is to read a book with witches or wizards involved in it somehow. Now for this one, I had a few different ones in mind that I was tossing up between. I was thinking at one point about picking up Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo. I was also thinking of The Boneless Mercies as well, and then I thought that I might take this prompt a little bit more into an obscure place. So I decided to go with The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory. Now this is part of Philippa Gregory's Cousins War series, and it's also the first one from what I'm gathering, even though they were written out of order. So in this one, we're in 1435 and we follow a royal by the name of Jacquetta of Luxembourg, and she claims to have a water spirit or something. What is it? She claims to have heritage from the Lady of the Rivers, which is some mystical type figure, and I have heard that she has more of a spiritual side to her in this one. So there's the element of potential witchcraft in this one through a different sort of avenue. It's not going to be as clear as, like, say, Harry Potter or like Throne of Glass or things like that, but I really wanted to try and fit this one in somehow because I'm keen to pick this one up, and also I think it will fit the prompt really well, just in a different sort of way. And then the last subject I have to become a trader of magical tomes is Transfiguration, and the prompt for this one is to include a story or series with the shape-shifting element. Now again, I struggled a little bit with this one just because nothing was really coming to mind. I was thinking of maybe picking up Someone Like Me by M.R. Carey, because there's the psychological twist, I think, in this one of split personalities or something like that, and I thought, well, that would be like a psychological shape-shifting, but then I remembered that I have yet to read Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This one has been on my TBR for about a year or two now, so I really need to get this one read. I know that I will probably enjoy it once I get through it, but I read like the prologue ages ago and it didn't hook me. So out of all of the ones that I've picked for this TBR, I think this one would definitely challenge me the most. I have read The Mortal Instruments, but that's as much of Cassandra Clare's work that I have read. And those books, it took me like 2 or 3 books to really get into that series, and I still don't really like Clary. But like the characters and some of the twists in that series annoyed the hell out of me, but it was still really easy to consume. So I don't know where I'm gonna fall with this one, so that could prove interesting in the vlog to see my reactions to. Basically, this one is set during the reign of Queen Victoria. I've heard that there's a love triangle. I think from what I've sort of seen on the internet, and I could be completely wrong, but I think Tessa has some sort of power that she has to explore while she gets pulled into this love triangle, and yeah, we'll see how we go with this one. So those are the books that I'll be reading for my chosen career. I'm really glad that I mixed and matched it up a little bit. Like, I really thought that my TBR would just end up being all fantasy, which I'm not sure if I really feel like at the moment. So to have like historical fiction, contemporary, and urban fantasy, and potentially a fantasy novel in there is doing a lot for my confidence for this TBR at the moment. As for the magical shop management pick, which my subject is arithmancy, the prompt for that was something outside of your comfort zone. So pick a book in a genre that you don't usually read, and I chose a book that I purchased just the other day, so it's fresh and still seems exciting, and that is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Now the reason why I bought this one in the first place, even though it's a genre that I don't usually read, is because Kayla from Books and Lala here on BookTube highly recommends it, loves it. She's known for her thriller recommendations, and because I don't generally read thrillers or like mysteries or horror or anything like that, I was keen to step out of my comfort zone and try something with this. I also want to try and broaden my recommendations range at work as well, so I need to read some thrillers just to see what I like and if then what I can recommend to other people. So I thought I would start off with this, and it just so happens that it fits this prompt perfectly. All I know about this one is that a lady takes up a position as a nanny in a smart house, and that everything seems like it is going great and then everything is not, and it starts to get twisted, and I think she's in jail writing to someone because everything goes south. I'm not sure. It sounded interesting, and the amount that Kayla recommends it made me really just want to pick it up and give it a go myself. So there you have it. These are the current books on my O.W.L.s Readathon TBR. I'm very much a mood reader though, so I'm hoping that I stick to this because this took me a while to figure out. And yeah, there'll be another book sitting somewhere here, but I will be picking that out tomorrow, and you'll get to see that hopefully in my vlog, if I vlog. So that's it for this video. I am super excited to kick this readathon off on the 1st or the 2nd of April. It goes for the whole month, so 5 books in 1 month should be pretty reasonable, and I have a few other friends that are doing it as well, so if I feel myself starting to sort of lag, I will just message them and make sure that they make me read the books that I pick. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you will be participating in this year's O.W.L.s readathon, and also what books you're planning on picking up. And yeah, that's all I've got. I will see you in my next video. Bye!